wearing some knits, and together today we're gonna knit together. And so if you are rewatching this, I hope you have a wonderful project to work on, or maybe there will be people logging in, and I hope we can knit together. Let me just, I need to get one of those stitch stoppers. Yes. So how is going? I'm going to show you what I'm knitting on now. Hello, ciao. Hello, ciao Gaia, good morning. Happy Saturday. I'm gonna knit on a project. I hope you have something to work with as well, or maybe you're just chilling. And we're gonna talk knitting today. I have a kind of blended coffee thing I made recently. I've been trying to cut my coffee intake, and it's been going well. I usually just drink coffee in the morning, but I love coffee too much. And it doesn't really work well with my system because it makes me even more stressed and anxious. But and so what I've been doing is to in the coffee blend that I use, I add some chicory root, roasted chicory root, and roasted barley, and then a little bit of coffee. So it's basically chicory root and barley and a little bit of coffee. Hello. So yes, let's talk about knitting. I'm actually super excited about this project. And let's talk about what I'm wearing first. This is actually a cardigan that I found secondhand, so it's not handmade. But this one underneath is it's a t-shirt that I made last year, and I use it so much these days, actually. Too much. So much so that I decided to cast on a new one, and I'll share it with you in a couple of minutes or something. It's the Hello from My Colors crop by Jessie Made Designs. Hi Martina, I love coffee too, and I'm gonna make one now and drink it with you. Yay, so happy. I wish we were together, drinking it together, but this will do as well. And some knitting, of course. Yes, so happy. I'm really missing my community here, and yeah, I've been thinking about hosting a retreat, a knitting. I called it knits, knits and body retreat. I wanted to call it, and eventually I'm going to do it. I need to find the perfect venue though, and because I want to make it quite accessible. And when it comes to venues, the prices goes up. Good morning, Martina. Hope you, Mike, and the animals are doing well. Yes, we are. Things are going slow here. Not nature is going fast. We've been cutting the grass, and by the time we finished an area, the part that we started on, it's already grown. So it's a lot of work and in the garden as well. And we're slowly working inside the house as well, but everything is slow. And I think I'm really fine with that. I think rushing doesn't work for me anymore. Caroline said, I'm not with you, and afterwards I will knit probably. She said, with you, and afterwards I will plant my zucchini and the chili and some other ones. Yes, I also want to plant some chili and the tomatoes, because yeah, it's been quite cold these days. I mean, we have beautiful sunny days, but after the sun goes down, it's just we need to turn on the fire inside the house because it's super cold. Is your water okay now? Yes, we have water in the house, so we can wash. We have just one sink, a big one, and that is going to be temporary. It's a temporary sink, but it's inside the house on the top floor, so I can finally wash all the dishes and wash myself in that sink, so in pieces. And yeah, we have water. It's a luxury, but for me, it's the most important thing ever. And yes, we had the problem a couple of days ago, or 3-4 days ago, and we finally fixed that problem, because I was panicking. Was like, I can't deal with no having water anymore in the house. How's the bathroom renovation going? It's going so slow. We still don't have a bathroom. We have a toilet installed, and there we do number one, so we pee in there, but we don't do number two. We do number two. I'm sorry, maybe you're drinking coffee, you're having, some snacks. I don't want to talk about these things, but not that there is anything wrong, but we have number two in a compost toilet, which is completely fine. I love it. If it was for me and for Mike, we would always use the compost toilet. For me, the bathroom is important for washing. So I'm really wanting to have the bathroom going, but we hired a carpenter is it a carpenter? No, it's not a carpenter. In Italian, you call it carpentieri, but is a guy that works with, I don't know the term. Why don't I know the term? But it's a person that works with, plastering the walls, making the floors, especially like the cement floor. So then we can put like tiles on top, and it's nice to at least, to hire one person so you can learn from them, and then you can replicate that work, or you can do it yourself in other parts of the house. Having tea and tuning in. I'm knitting on the rib welt scarf. I don't know that pattern. Pretty exciting. Caroline said the retreat sounds really nice. Do you have idea where you will have it? Hooray for the water, Gaia. Thank you. I was thinking to have it around this region, or the regions around this region, because they're very beautiful and I know them. I mean, I don't know the entire regions and every single corner, but I'm kind of familiar, and I would like to introduce people to these areas. But I'm very open. If you have any, affordable and beautiful locations around where you live, maybe we could organize something. I would like to stay in Europe, just because I have so much going on in my life that I can't just travel long distances. But let me know. I'm really open. Nothing is set in stone right now. Sandra said, what's happening? Okay. Sandra said, hi Martina, I have a buddy. How are you? How are the kittens? They're doing nice. They're behind me. It's very messy, I know. There's Cuchita, she's nursing. They're doing well. There's some wind slamming doors. And we found two beautiful people that will take care, that will host some of the chicken of the what did I say? Some of the chickens, some of the kittens. We found two beautiful, people that live in two different places that will have some of the kittens. And so we will probably be left with two little kittens, and so we will have Cuchita and two other kittens. which I think is good to have 3 cats in this big place. So they manage the mice and rats situation. But we'll see. I'm really open to give away more of them, but in a while, of course, they will have to be bigger than now. Now they have a week or so, maybe in like 2 months. Okay, so yes, Kate, thank you so much. She said, I think the word you were looking for is a contractor. Yes, exactly. We're not hiring a company, we're hiring just one person, which I think is nicer, more manageable, and more intimate. And then we can also work with this person. We build kind of like a relationship, because you have sometimes when you hire entire companies, they will, they take over the entire house, and it's so overwhelming, and it costs more, of course. Gaia said, if I had the space, I'd invite everyone here in Mallorca. Wow, Gaia. But I don't think it would be cheap here, right? Yeah. But that's beautiful. You live in Mallorca. I knew that you were living in Spain. I saw it on Instagram, but I didn't know where exactly. Oh my God, the kittens, they're so beautiful and precious. A wonderful love following you. Yes, they're magical. They're beautiful. Oh, do the dogs like the kittens? Testing, testing, kitten. Yes, they. I don't know if they actually love them, but they really respect Cuchita, which is the cat, the mother. They really respect her. Is one of their own, is part of the pack, and since the kittens are always with Cuchita, they respect them as well, which is magical and really good. For me, it's really good, so I don't have to train them more. And yeah, I would love to train, and we're trying to train the dogs to not kill and eat the chickens as well, but that's hard. We're slowly working on that. My dream is that the chickens will roam around free, and the dogs will be just there to protect them. But for now, it's just a dream. Kitty said, I love kitties. I have all of my mama's babies kitties. I have 5 now. Love them. Yes. I don't know if I want like an army of cats, to be honest. But I think, and it's very sad for me, but I think I'll have to nurtured, sterilized. How do you say? The female, especially Cuchita, and if we'll keep some female kitten, I'll have to, nurture them. Is that the right pronunciation? Sterilize them so they can't reproduce. Because I mean, the other day, I don't know if I told you, but I went to this place nearby, to check some bathroom furnitures because there's this beautiful place where we lived. Actually, we lived there for like 6 months when we first arrived here in Italy, in this region, and they are rebuilding the entire, like they are kind of like, it's kind of like a beautiful tiny village owned by one family, and it's like 11 little houses, apartments and stuff, very old school, old buildings, and they are throwing away all of the bathrooms, like the furnitures and the toilets and the sinks and everything, and they are redoing them. So they basically disinstalled all of the furnitures and all of that and put it out on a square in the central little square, and the day after, the carpenters and the contractors and all of that, they were coming to throw away all of that precious material. And so I went there to get some, as they called me, the person that is managing the little place, big place, but the little village, that's what I want to say, called me and said, like, if you want anything, you can just come here. And I got a toilet, a sink, and a bidet. Yeah, those three things, which it's amazing, for free, and they're perfect. They're new. They look new, at least. So what was it? Oh, why did I say that? Why am I telling you this story? Because when I was there, I heard some cats meowing, and I was like, what's happening? And I went, like, I followed the sound, and I found behind, like, a wooden kind of, it was like some woods, like, not woods, like some planks of like wooden boards, basically. And this mother found, like, a little safe space, and she gave birth to 3 kittens. And she's just, no one takes care of her. Like, some people maybe sometimes give food to the cats, but it's a big problem. There are a lot of stray cats, and she was so beautiful. And I actually I thought, let me get her home with me. But then I was like, it's a lost cause. There's so many around here, especially during spring and summer, where they mate and then give birth. So I don't want to contribute to spread more, kittens around that are not taken care of. Okay, that was a long story. I don't know if it was necessary for me to tell you. And I haven't drunk and knitted basically anything. So yeah, Sandra said, wait until their eyes are open and they start to run around. It's going to be a wild ride. Yes. I don't want to think about that. But yes. Okay, so Tony said, knitting on my easy, like, Sunday morning jumper while watching you. What are you knitting on? So this is the project that I'm working on. It's really, let me finish the row and then I'll talk about this. It's self-drafted, and it is supposed to be a shrug-ish, something similar to a shrug. And I decided to do it like kind of like all over lace work, because it's with a summer yarn, and I want it to be kind of like a spring summer garment, so very breezy. And this yarn was gifted to me by my uncle's partner. They came here over they came here the 1st to the 4th of May during my birthday, and she gifted me this yarn. She is also a crocheter and a knitter. This yarn is a really simple color, towards like a olive green kind of color, and is a cotton and hemp blend, 55% hemp and 45% cotton blend. And I knitted with hemp before. Once I started the project, I think it was like a look at my holes sweater by James and Watts, and it was impossible. I had to frog it because hemp alone, it's so so stiff, at least the one that I tried. And then I found another hemp yarn. It was like 100% hemp. Yes, 100% hemp, but it was lace weight, so I held it together with another fiber, and then it was fine. But yes, alone hemp is quite stiff to work with, but this one is fine. It's like a cotton yarn. It's kind of like that feeling, and it's really beautiful. I really like it, and it's quite a generous amount. She gifted me 3. Here is end of the row. She gifted me 3 skeins, and they are 100 grams fingering weight, I think. 300 something meters, 250 maybe. Yeah, so let me show you this piece. And I'm self-drafting it, so we'll remove this. Okay, so it's going to be, has an interesting construction. Okay, so it's going to have like kind of like elbow length sleeves, and I'm gonna sew them, just minimal sewing, just the beginning like that, and then it will be open, and then there will be the back and the front as well. So it's something like that I just put my arms on, and it's really beautiful. It has this really nice tangled, really nice stitch pattern. I kind of copied this stitch pattern from a pattern called, oh my god, I forgot the name of that pattern. Akina poncho by a German designer. I knitted this poncho, beautiful poncho, for my engagement, and it's a poncho that has this all over kind of lace stitch pattern, and I really love it, and it's also really fun to knit. It's a 4-row repeat, very easy yarn overs, knit 3 together, something like that. Very simple repeat, and I really like it, and so I incorporated that stitch pattern on this piece. Sandra said, yes, you should spay them, my cats. You'll have hundreds of cats in a year, otherwise they reproduce so fast. It's true, so true. It's interesting because when I was younger, we had this cat. My mom, I think, got her when I was like 5 years old or something, and she died when I was 20. So she was a very sturdy and resilient cat. I loved her, Lola. She was all black with long fur, and we didn't spay her. She had kittens maybe once a year, maybe. Later on, not so much, but we could manage to give them all away because they were so beautiful. So we were lucky at that time, but here I can't afford that. I asked so many friends that wanted cats, and they were like, we already got them. They're everywhere. You can find cats everywhere. So yes, I need to spay. That's the word, spay her. Yeah, stray cats are so sad to see. Yes, it's true. Is there an animal shelter in your area where you could bring them? I don't think, this region and this area has a lot of beautiful, positive parts and sides of it. The culture is interesting, but it has a lot of also negative sides. And one of the negatives is that people treat animals not nice at all. They don't treat them nicely, and they don't care. And I don't want to generalize, but in general, I'm going to generalize because that's what I've seen. In general, that's the culture. I mean, that's the older, generations. The younger generations are a little bit more, they don't want so many animals because they know there is, you have to be responsible of them, and so on and so forth. But the older generations, even like maybe 10 years older than me, 40, 50, 60, 70s, yeah, they don't care. They let cats and dogs reproduce and then they kill them. There are no good shelters around here. So I'll just keep 3 cats. So Cuchita and 2 more. And then luckily I found 2 friends that will have gladly and happily the other ones. I fixed all my kittens. You're right to rescue mama babies from a colony of 20. Okay, you're right. I rescued mama babies from a colony of 20 feral kittens that I was feeding for 6 months during COVID in Santa Monica, California. Wow, really? Damn. You're a hero. You're a cat hero. Yeah, but it's a big problem. I'm not gonna tell because I don't want to be gruesome, but I have seen really horrible things, and tried to stop things, but when the culture is so strong and they have this strange relationship with inhumane, for me it's really, yeah, there's so many battles that I would like to fight, but some are so much bigger than me that I just can try to change things in my own life and make things better and be an example for some people, I guess, but I don't know. Yeah, so that's what I'm knitting. And I love this. I'm really excited to have it. And I want to show you a project that I finished. I finished more than a month ago. This is a black skirt, the Velna skirt, with this split hem, and it's just black, and I knitted it in a it was called Bumulina. Sorry, I had a blackout. I knitted it with Bumulin by Drops Designs. It's a 50 or something percent, like half cotton, half linen blend, and I really like this yarn. It's kind of like a worsted DK, maybe worsted weight yarn, and I used needle size 3.5 to kind of like make a denser gauge. I don't think you can see well with my phone camera, but yeah, I really like it. It's a really simple pattern. I want to make more of these. And my friend Malene from the Nomade Knitter podcast made one as well. We were knitting it together, and hers is stunning. Go and check it out if you check her channel, Nomade Knitter. You will see in one of her recent videos, her version is gorgeous. She used a lot of like scrap yarns, but the color combination is just gorgeous. I'm just gonna remove this cap. My sister gifted me this beautiful cup, coffee mug that it's kind of like insulated, and it has this nice lid, and she was like, I gave it to you so you can go in the garden with your coffee. And I was like, yes. And now it's my favorite cup. Just tune in. Do you have kittens? Yes, I have some kittens, 5 kittens. It was a brutal life living outdoors with all the fire trucks going by and the police cars and the trains. I've been to Italy and I can see that feral kittens live really tough life. Yes, they do. They do, and I really like in the north of Italy, to be honest. The north of Italy, at least where I was living, there were some policies. Basically, some municipalities would found. My God, these days I can't really explain things well, but basically there were some municipalities that were giving money to vets to spay the villages, the cats in the stray cats in the villages, so to contain kind of the population, the cat population, and so that would kind of contain, the mating and the breeding. So that I think is a really good thing to do. But the problem around here is that there are no money for, like, not from the municipality. People have to pay the operation themselves, and it doesn't cost so much. It costs like 100, 250. It depends if it's a male or a female, or maybe even more, maybe 200. I need to check with my vet. I need to call her actually. But up in the north of Italy, it costs like that much, so it's not super much, right? So yeah, to pay 100 euro to save lives, I guess it's something that I will definitely do. And I actually I wanted to spay Cucita. I wanted to sterilize her, but I felt that she was too young, and I was a bit unprepared. When we got her, she was like 3 months old, and then when she was 6 months, she started. It was one day, I swear. I'm not joking. One day I saw that she was behaving. She was a little bit like, rubbing herself on me and on objects, and she was a bit like flirty, and I was like, oh my god, she's going into the heat, so let me call my vet in the next few days. And then the day after, she literally disappeared, and I thought she died. Like, for 4 days she didn't come home. And around here we have wolves, we have predators like prey birds that kill cats, we have foxes. So I was like, she's gone, and I grieved her, and I was so sad for 4 days. And then the fourth day she came home, and she was pregnant and hungry, and I was like, Cucita. And she was like 7 something months. Now she's like 8 or 9 months. I don't know exactly, because the lady who gave me Cucita, she didn't know exactly how old she was, but I felt she was like 3-4 months. And so she's quite young. But after this, I'm sorry, but she has to go. Not she has to go. She has to be spayed. Kitty said, where did you find your cotton linen yarn? I find them mostly online. I buy them online store in Italy, but I think that you can just Google, for example, drops Bumulin, and you'll find it in your area too, I'm sure. Hi, I have to work on something, so I can't type much, but I'll still enjoy listening. Nice. Oh, Sandra said you can spay them when they are, I think, 8 weeks old, or weigh 1 kilo. Yeah, I just, for me, I wanted to wait, and it's fine. For me, it's fine that she had kittens, but I don't want more. So I'm not like desperate or anything. I'll spay her afterwards. Hello. Kitties start mating at 2 months old. That's when they need to be fixed. Damn, I didn't know. Are you sure 2 months old? I'm not sure. They're too small when they're 2 months. Hello, Antonella. So yes, that's what I'm knitting on. Talking about cats and knits. And I want to show you, I was telling you that I casted on another Hello from my colors crop, this one. And actually I'm using the pattern, like the stitch count and the increases of the Hello from my colors crop by Jessie May Designs, but I'm doing my own color work chart because it's fun. So this is the project. I haven't knitted much on it, but I don't have any rush. And I'm using fingering weight yarns this time around and 3.25, I think, millimeters needles. And it's fun. I'm using all scraps, like tiny skeins and one full skeins, and I'm really happy. It has this kind of like short rows, German short rows back. And this is the front. I chose the roll neckline. That's what I love. I love rolled necklines. Love them. So that's the other kind of another project that I'm working on. Actually, I'm working on searching for my knitting bags. Here it is. I'm working on many projects as usual. That's what we love. I'm also knitting on this. I actually started it at the beginning of April, so I could have finished it already, but we don't have any rush, as I said. This is I'm following a pattern. It looks tiny, but it's actually going to stretch a lot. It's going to be a tank, a t-shirt, not t-shirt, a top. And it's interesting. The first time that I saw that pattern is the Gucci Garter tank by Park and Knit, Park Williams, the designer. And the first time I saw it, I was like, basic. I was so, sometimes I have like this kind of reaction that is a little bit judgmental. And every time I have that reaction on something that I'm like, but that's too basic, something like that. Every time, later on, I change my mind. The universe wants to humble me, and is doing it. Is doing it, and I agree with him or with them, whatever. So the first time I saw it, it was like, because it's a garter stitch tank or t-shirt or top. I'm sorry, my English today. It's just, you can knit it actually flat, garter stitch, or in the round. And I was just like, so basic. But then the more I looked at it, the more I was like, I'm just gonna knit on this right now. The more I looked at it, the more I was like, I want that. It's so simple, but I really like it. Okay, let's read the comment. Martina, Sandra said, Martina, I'm just rewatching all of your old videos, and I wondered why Mike is so great at all the building and woodwork things. His actual job is something with computers, web design, right? Yes, he graduated as an engineer, and then 9 years ago he started, basically when we met. We were volunteering in this office, and I was working volunteering as a graphic designer, and he started as a web developer because he always liked to work with, programming and stuff. But before that, he didn't work. He was studying, and since then he always worked with programming, but he also loves woodworking. And he's a person that always really search and studies and learns constantly. So when he likes something, he just deep dives in that thing and learns everything. Like, he didn't know anything about electricity or the electrical system of a house, and in 3 months he learned. He's genius. he's genius. So he's really a handy man, but also has big brain. Serena said, mi ricordo la vostra splendida casa con tutto l'interno in legno, che bello scoprire che lavori a maglia anche tu. Yes, nice, benvenuta. Kitty said, no, I had a friend and she rescued kittens and I helped her with food litters. When they get to weigh a certain amount, they need to be fixed. She said, I want to say too. Kitty said, it's hard to keep up with all these patterns. I've never tried it yet. Antonella said, I'm the same way. Every pattern. Exactly. Like, the universe wants to humble us, Antonella. But I love to be humbled. I mean, not always, not in all situations, but when it comes to knitting, I'm always very open to be humbled. Ciao Serena, she said, vidi tempo fa il vostro video con Bernardo Cumbo, ora mi è uscita per caso questa tua live. Eh sì, sono venuti di nuovo. They came again. And another video is gonna come out. Serena said that she watched a video that this Italian YouTuber made of us, me and Miken, our house project. And she just logged to YouTube and she saw me going live and she was like, I know that person, I guess. But yeah, it was a nice video and they came to film again the end of April. It was a wonderful video maker. She came to take videos. Many videos are coming out, I guess, about us. Some are short or reels, and I think there will be 2 full YouTube videos about us in this new channel that they created, fairly new. It's a really nice channel. Go and check it out. It's called Eutopia. Eutopea, I guess. I'm not sure I spelled it correctly, but it's called Utopia. Check it out. It's all about like living, alternative living, I guess. Certo, non ti preoccupare, scrivi pure in italiano, Serena. Grazie. Bye, Antonella. Thank you for hanging out with me. I always have at least one basic project here for when my brain is too tired for complicated stuff, right? Me too. Many basic projects. But yeah, I love that my knitting practices have been a lot more balanced. A couple of years ago, I was knitting, and even like a year ago, I was knitting basically every day, 1 or 2 or 3 or several hours per day, and it doesn't. In my life right now, it doesn't work anymore, and it's not so healthy for me. But I love to work in the evening to wind down, to knit in the evening to wind down. So yes, I've been live for 44 minutes. Pretty good. Pretty long live. But yes, I finished many projects actually that I said to myself and to in some videos that I would finish, and I did. I finished a sweater for my sister and she liked it, and yeah, it was really nice project, like a colorful sweater. And then I finished a cumulus blouse in a mohair held double yarn, silk mohair. I finished a top. I finished this sweater, this skirt that I just showed you, this one. And actually, I really love it. I love the way it fits me. I want to make more. Then I finished hats and I started new things. And I finished also an anchor tee by Petit Knit for myself. I actually haven't wear that. I want to wear it more. I wonder where it is. My wardrobe is a bit of a mess. And then I also started, I don't know where it is actually. Here. Another knitting project that I started. But then my mojo, as usual, with socks. But I started a toe-up sock in this beautiful stripy yarn, very fun. And actually I really like it. Oh my god, I forgot the pattern. I completely forgot the pattern name, but I'm following a pattern. It's a very simple vanilla sock and it's toe up and or toe down. Is it toe down? Do you say toe down or toe up? I guess you say toe up. You start from the toes and you go up, I guess. I actually really like it. You do Judy's Magic Cast On, and then you do the increases, and then you're set. It's really nice. I need to work on this, but yeah, my sock mojo doesn't always stay, let's say. So these are my knitting projects, and I think I'll wrap up this soon. It was really nice to chat with you. I apologize for my English and my brain these days. Today I woke up at 7 a.m. to open the rooster and the chickens because they stay inside like a little house, and then you have to open them in the morning. And then I watered the plants. I did some yoga as usual in the morning, and then I was so tired. I was like, let me just, sleep for like 10 minutes, just relax here. And I slept until 2. It's good that I don't have so much to do today, that is Saturday, but I woke up and I was like, damn, she tired. So yeah, I guess I need to sleep a bit. But thank you so much for watching this. It was really nice to chat. We'll see when I'll do the next live, probably next week at some point. I'll announce it when I can on my community page. And a big hug. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you very soon.